Here, now we have Trevor Noah from Comedy Central on this hilarious clip of his thoughts on the election. People, stay tuned because this is really funny.
Let's get straight into it, people. The election is just 6 days away, and Hillary's lead in the polls is shrinking faster than a porn window when the boss walks by. Donald Trump, on the other hand, just received his second newspaper endorsement. Yes, this time, seriously, from the official newspaper of the KKK. Which, by the way, is an extremely difficult newspaper to read because they refuse to use black ink. And the most popular feature in the paper is the burning crossword. It's the same clue every single day. Just someone saying like, perfectly acceptable word for a black person. 6 letters, starts with N. Nubian, that's it, Nubian. But the KKK really did endorse Donald Trump. I'll tell you one place where Donald Trump isn't gaining any ground on Hillary Clinton. It's with the black votes. I wonder why. Trump has currently 2% support among black people. Do you know how hard it is to have that few black people in anything? 2%. You realize with hockey, the black players make up 5% of the league. That's hockey. That is hockey. That's a sport that has everything black people are instinctively afraid of. It's freezing cold. White people in masks are chasing you. They celebrate the goal with a police siren. And on top of all of that, hockey's the only sport where they throw you in prison. You know how insane that is? People are sitting there in the game. Players looking at each other like, hey man, how long you in for? 1.5 minutes. What? I got 25 to life. Goddamn mandatory minimums. And still, with all of that, hockey has more black support than Donald Trump. And Trump doesn't seem to understand this, as he's so eloquently said.
If African American voters give Donald Trump a chance by giving me their vote, the result for them will be amazing. Look at the schools. Look at the poverty. What do you have to lose? By trying something new.
I feel like that's the same sales pitch they gave to people in Africa. Lions are attacking you. There's famine. Just get on the ship. What do you have to lose? Come on, folks. What do you have to lose? Just get on the ship. It can't get worse. Look, it's pretty obvious why black people don't with Trump. But when it comes to Hillary, some people struggle to understand why she is the candidate with whom they do. I looked at this, and I came to realize it only makes sense that black people vote for Hillary because they relate to her. Because yes, Hillary Clinton may be a white woman, but she's been living the black experience. Think about it. She always rolls in an Escalade. She spent most of her life in government housing. Her baby daddy's got side chick issues. And she even accessorizes like a black person.
What's something that you always carry with you?
Hot sauce. I got hot sauce in my bag. Swag.
Huh? And by the way, she did the hot sauce thing way before Beyonce. Way before Beyonce. When you think of, a lot of people don't realize, but the hot sauce thing is true. It's not a metaphor. Black people carry hot sauce in their bags because, of the fear of encountering bland food. This is what happens. Like white people leave the house and they go like cell phone, wallet, keys. Black people are like, oh, hot sauce, hot sauce, hot sauce, hot sauce. And someone running into their house right now and they're like, baby, I forgot my hot sauce. Mama, you ain't gonna meet no white people today. Calm down. She's like, you never know. White people be inviting you all the time. And they be like, I insist. Next thing you know, I'm in the house eating some bland ass couscous. I'm like, where my hot sauce at? Just give me my hot sauce, baby. Give me my hot sauce. Yeah, but you realize Hillary had the hot sauce thing way before Beyonce did, right? Hillary got cheated on and stuck with her man way before Beyonce did. If anything, Beyonce stole lemonade from her. Hillary is living the black experience. I don't know why more people can't see it. Look at her outfits. She dresses like a black preacher. In fact, when Hillary's at the pulpit, she even speaks like the anointed.
I don't feel no ways tired. I come too far from where I started from.
Amen, Hillary. Amen. Amen. Preach. If you think about it, Hillary would make a great preacher. She's always telling us to believe. She has a ton of money, but she's always asking us to donate. And whenever she talks, you feel like you've been listening for hours. Come on. But where you really start to see the parallels is in Hillary's life story. For instance, what's the big thing black people complain about in America? White people. Just kidding. No, just kidding. Just kidding. I'm not kidding. Just kidding. What black people complain about often is that they are constantly labeled as suspicious. Now, that's something that sounds very familiar to Hillary.
White America is conditioned to feel about black men. They're scared of black men.
I think many people are scared of her. Hell, I'm scared of her.
The media and politicians fear African Americans.
A lot of these delegates, they fear Hillary Clinton.
50% believe that blacks and immigrants are more prone to criminality.
The Trump base, I think she's a criminal. The very dominant stereotype and perception is one of crime and criminality.
People have always been skeptical of her.
People just don't trust her.
Yeah. Basically, when Hillary and a black person walk down the street, half of America locks both its doors. Yeah, they see a black guy, they go to cross the street, then they see Hillary on the other side, and they're like, I'll just stay in the middle. I'll take my chances with the traffic. I'm telling you, people, Hillary Clinton is living the black experience. She's never been found guilty of committing a crime, and still, she's had to suffer through having an intimate relationship with law enforcement.
Over the past 5 years, police have stopped over 300,000 pedestrians in African American neighborhoods on little or no suspicion of law breaking.
There have been 9 separate investigations into the Benghazi attacks. Not a single one of these has drawn a direct line of responsibility to Secretary Clinton.
Had at least a couple dozen instances with law enforcement that I'm pretty sure were just predicated on the fact that, you know, I'm a young black man.
They're going to keep coming after me. The FBI resolved all of this. Honestly, they never quit. They keep coming back.
Poor Hillary, man. She's been questioned so much that now even when people ask her for the time, she's like, I ain't telling you. And look at what just happened last week with the emails, right? She's basically being pulled over by the FBI. This case was closed. And now they're like, well, what do we have over here, Hillary? And Hillary's like, man, how many times we got to go through this? I told you I don't do that email stuff no more, man. Step off me, Comey. Step off me, B. Hillary Clinton is living the black experience. Because now, not only is she being harassed by the police and the law constantly, it's starting to affect her work. She's been unemployed for 2 years. She's trying to get a job. And now, just before she gets into the building for her final interview, the cops roll up. And now what happens? All of America is basically the manager looking out of the window going, why is she getting pulled over? I don't know, but she must have done something wrong. I mean, the cops wouldn't just pull you over for nothing, right? Who else can we hire? Is there someone else? Well, I mean, there is the guy with the tiny hands, and he's got, like, no experience. Let's hire him. I mean, what do we have to lose? If you think about it, Hillary's going through the same experience that every black person is. Right? She's qualified, but people don't trust her. Her priors are coming back to haunt her. And even if she does get the job, most people are going to say, it was a diversity hire anyway.
People, you understand what I'm saying to you? Pay attention. This is basically a situation is, yay, I'm sitting here behind my computer. If I walk outside my front door, hey, I get in my car, it's BMW. Police see me. First thing I get pulled over for is, hey, license, registration, insurance. Does this car belong to you? Is this really your car? Is Merlin really your name? Come on, if that happens, if Trump becomes president, whoo, look out. Lay it down, all fours, hand behind your back, lock you up. After they find out the car is mine, it'll be too late. I'll be making bail. Let's move on to the next video. Here, ladies and gentlemen, is Trump's most obscene language user in history of presidential candidates, commenting on what rapper Jay-Z says in his rap concert or his lyrics. Trump's speeches should be considered or should be censored to citizens under 50, and that's 80% of Americans. So ain't nobody got time for that. Check out the video.
And we don't need Jay-Z to fill up arenas, you know.
Who the fuck I'm kicked though? I'm kicked hot. Shit,
And I actually like Jay-Z, but you know the language last night. Oh. I was thinking maybe I'll just try it. Should I use that language for one of them? Can you imagine if I said that?
Grab him by the pussy.
He used every word in the book. I'm going to bomb the shit out of him. I won't even use the initials because I'll get in trouble.
Listen, you mother. We're going to tax you 25%.
They'll get me in trouble. We'll beat the shit out of them. He used every word in the book last night.
And I want to grow up in a world where my daughter has no limitation, where our daughter has no limitations. She feel like she can be whatever she want to be in the world.
He used language last night that was so bad. And then Hillary said, I did not like Donald Trump's lewd language. My lewd language. I tell you what, I've never said what he said in my life.
Grab him by the pussy.
I guess grab him.
I'm sorry.
Grab him by the pussy.
Who's that back there? What the heck are you talking about?
I guess grabbing by the pussy is something pediatricians will start using now when delivering babies. On to the next video. Now, we settle the beef with the truth. Ladies and gentlemen, sit back and listen what it takes for a positive presidential candidate to deliver what this country needs. Financial backing, security, love, home. Back to the fore for one hand washes another. And this is what you get in unity as we look at Hillary Clinton in her video for presidency.
He's not from Mexico.
In my opinion,
he's from Indiana. And this other guy, I don't have any ill will towards him, but his conversation is divisive, and that's not an evolved soul to me. So he cannot be my president. He cannot be our president. Once you divide us, you weaken us. We're stronger together. Once you divide us, you weaken us. We are stronger together. Yeah, we don't need stuff. Where am I with the shots? And I want to grow up in a world where my daughter has no limitation, where our daughter has no limitations. She feel like she can be whatever she want to be in the world.
And I thank Jay for addressing in his music some of our biggest challenges in the country. Poverty, racism, the urgent need for criminal justice reform. And remember, Jay memorably said something we should all recall. Rosa Parks sat so Martin Luther could walk, and Martin Luther walked so Barack Obama could run, and Barack Obama ran so all the children could fly.
Yes, sir. You heard it straight from those. Now, to show you that hate-slinging, toxic, racist, misogynist, fuck-faced, Bon Clown Stick, Donald Trump interview.
He's not from Mexico.
In my opinion,
he's from Indiana.
He is his Mexican heritage, and he's very proud of it.
I want to ask you about comments you made about the judge in the Trump University case. You said that you thought it was a conflict of interest that he was the judge because he's of Mexican heritage, even though he's from Indiana.
This judge is of Mexican heritage. I'm building a wall.
So no Mexican judge could ever be involved in a case that involves you?
He's a member of a society where, very pro-Mexico, and that's fine. It's all fine.
But you're invoking his race when talking about whether or not he can do his job.
I'm building a wall. Okay? I'm building a wall.
But he's American. He's an American.
He's of Mexican heritage, and he's very proud of it, as I am where I come from.
But he's an American. You keep talking about it's a conflict of interest because of Mexico. If you invoke his race as a reason why he can't do his job,
why he's doing it.
If you are saying he can't do his job because of his race, is that not the definition of racism?
I don't think so. He's a Mexican. We're building a wall between here and Mexico.
He's not from Mexico.
In my opinion,
he's from Indiana.
He is Mexican heritage, and he's very proud of it.
If we're a Muslim judge, would you also feel like they wouldn't be able to treat you fairly?
It's possible, yes.
Can you believe that shit? Let's move on to our next video. Here, ladies and gentlemen, was Trump confused in the amount of casualties he lost in his building contracts? Or maybe if we look below some of Trump building estates, maybe we'll find Hoffa. Let's check out the next video.
Mr. Trump, I wanted to ask what your plan will be to stop 20 veterans a day from killing themselves.
And actually, it's 22, and it's almost impossible to conceive that this is happening in our country. That this is happening in our country. 20 to 22 people a day are killing themselves.
What struck you about Donald Trump's answer to you? Seemed to me like he wants to blame it on access and mental health care. And he kept saying, they need help. They need help.
They need help. They need help. They need tremendous help.
I think everyone in America needs some type of help. But yet again, we're going to stigmatize the veterans who are suffering with mental health diseases or with PTSD. They need help.
And actually, it's 22. And it's
Does this dude need a math class, or did he honestly graduate? Did he do any construction? He said he only worked for his father for, what, 3 weeks? Obviously, he don't know his measurements properly because the count was 20. Come on, get it right, Trump. Woo! In our next video, this is something else we have to cover here. Now, here's a video where Trump is hiding his taxes because he doesn't want American public to know how much he spent on the call girls, the strip clubs, and being fuck-faced on clown stick. Donald Trump. Check out the video.
Maybe he doesn't want the American people, all of you watching tonight, to know that he's paid nothing in federal taxes, because the only years that anybody's ever seen were a couple of years when he had to turn them over to state authorities when he was trying to get a casino license, and they showed he didn't pay any federal income tax. So if he's paid zero, that means zero for troops, zero for vets, zero for schools or health. And I think probably he's not all that enthusiastic about having the rest of our country see what the real reasons are, because it must be something really important, even terrible, that he's trying to hide.
Well, if Trump does not win, he can at least come out with his own lube company for gays, patented by getting fucked in the ass. Woo! Now, in my next video, it goes to show that, there's reasons behind the polls, okay? If Trump does not win, America will, save some money by not having to build more prisons, basically. So to run this down, so if Trump does not win, America would save money by not building more prisons because the prisoners will be our country itself. Check out the video.
Less than a week to go until the election, and Democrats are beginning to panic over polls showing a tighter race. Meanwhile, Republicans who once criticized Donald Trump are now sheepishly admitting that they'll vote for him. For more on this, it's time for a closer look. State and national polls have been all over the place the last few days, but one thing is clear. The race is much closer than it was just a week ago, with a lot of that tightening happening before the FBI's recent announcement that they discovered new emails relevant to the investigation of Hillary Clinton's private server. And now, Democrats are freaking out.
The Democrats are feeling this anxiety. There's this panic mode right now within the Democratic Party.
There is some panic setting in with the Clinton campaign and with Democrats in general.
They seem to be signaling a brewing panic over Clinton's candidacy.
I mean, Democrats are bedwetters.
It's true. Democrats are bedwetters, but to be fair, there really is a monster hiding in their closets. Also, after the damage this email controversy has done, one thing's for sure, win or lose, Hillary Clinton will, from here on out, only communicate by Raven. So Democrats may be panicking, but there is at least one guy who's keeping his cool, and that's Joe Biden. Here he is today.
Her dad was from Scranton. Her grandpa worked in a silk mill. Oh, sorry. I'm doing this because maybe when I need a job, Ray-Ban may have me as a sponsor.
That's right. When this is all over, Joe Biden's going to be sponsored by Ray-Ban as opposed to Donald Trump's sponsor, Muslim Ban. Yeah. Now, as for Trump, the last week of polls has been quite the emotional roller coaster. You might remember that when he was far behind Hillary, he claimed the polls were rigged.
It's a rigged system. They put out phony polls. Even the polls are crooked, I'm telling you. You see these phony polls.
So now that he's gained in the polls, how does he feel?
Here's what he tweeted out this morning. Quote, wow, now leading in the ABC Washington Post poll 46-45, gone up 12 points in 2 weeks, mostly before the crooked Hillary blow-up.
Did I say the polls were rigged? I meant they were rigidly accurate. Still, even with his improved showing in some national polls, Trump has to break through in traditionally blue states that currently lean toward Hillary Clinton. Trump is now campaigning in states like Michigan and Wisconsin, which haven't voted for a Republican in decades, and his supporters even seem to think he could win in a true blue state like Minnesota, although their evidence for that claim is a little thin.
Newt Gingrich has been pointing out all day that there was a statewide election of high school students in Minnesota. 77,000 high school students voted. Donald Trump won. Who in their right mind would think Donald Trump would win among high school students in Minnesota?
You think high school students voting for Trump means he'll win Minnesota? If high school votes determined who won, our next president would be whoever brings weed to prom. Or, as he's more commonly known, Gary Johnson. Now, one way Trump could actually make himself more competitive in swing states is to invest in a ground game. But there, too, he's been badly outspent by Hillary Clinton. In fact, a lot of the Trump campaign spending seems to be going right back into Trump's pockets because the Wall Street Journal reported last week that Trump's campaign has spent close to $10 million over the course of the election cycle, reimbursing his children for travel expenses and family-owned companies for campaign services. In fact, the Trump campaign even paid nearly $11,000 to a wine manufacturing company owned by Eric Trump. That's right, Eric Trump makes wine known for its popular Pinot Grigio. Nonetheless, he has still managed to win the support of some GOP politicians who were once reticent about him, like Wisconsin Governor Scott Walker, who campaigned with Trump in Wisconsin on Tuesday. And Trump seemed grateful for Walker's support, praising his record in the state.
A special thank you to Governor Scott Walker, who has done a fantastic job in Wisconsin.
That's right. Walker's done a great job in Wisconsin. Only an idiot would say otherwise.
Wisconsin's doing terribly. It's first of all, it's in turmoil. The roads are a disaster because they don't have any money to rebuild them. They're borrowing money like crazy. They projected a $1 billion surplus, and instead of a $1 billion, I wrote this stuff all down. Although I don't need it because I have a really good memory.
I have a really good memory, and I remember that Scott Walkman has been a terrible governor of Wisconsin. But Scott Walker isn't the only Republican who once opposed Trump and is now backing him. Once again this week, as the polls tighten and Trump tries to consolidate the party behind him, we're being treated to a parade of Republicans who have swallowed their past criticism of Trump and admitted that they're voting for him, even if they have problems with him, like House Speaker Paul Ryan, who at first declined to endorse Donald Trump, then accused him of textbook racism, then said he wouldn't defend or campaign with Trump, but yesterday told Fox News he voted for Trump in Wisconsin, although Ryan seemed so shamed by the choice, he couldn't even bring himself to say Trump's name.
We're 1 week out. Where do you stand on voting for Donald Trump and endorsing Donald Trump? And how should that impact all Republicans and independents and Democrats watching right now?
Well, I stand where I stood all fall and all summer. In fact, I already voted here in Janesville for our nominee last week.
So you voted for Donald Trump, and you're encouraging Republicans and Democrats and independents, anybody who will listen, to vote for Donald Trump to stop what you're talking about with the Clinton corruption.
I am supporting our entire Republican ticket.
You shouldn't endorse someone for president if you have to talk about them the same way wizards talk about Voldemort. When Paul Ryan went to the voting booth, he probably wrote in Trump's name like this. So Paul Ryan won't say Donald Trump's name, but will vote for him for president. And that's a problem for a lot of Americans. They just don't love the two choices. I mean, do you pick someone who's under federal investigation for using a private email server, Or do you pick someone who called Mexicans rapists, claimed the president was born in Kenya, proposed banning an entire religion from entering the U.S., mocked a disabled reporter, said John McCain wasn't a war hero because he was captured, attacked the parents of a fallen soldier, bragged about committing sexual assault, was accused of 12 women of committing sexual assault, said some of those women weren't attractive enough for him to sexually assault, said more countries should get nuked, said he would be forced the military to commit war crimes, said a judge was biased because his parents were Mexicans, said women should be punished for having abortions, incited violence at his rallies, called global warming a hoax perpetrated by the Chinese, called for his opponent to be jailed, declared bankruptcy 6 times, bragged about not paying income taxes, stiffed his contractors and employees, lost $1 billion in 1 year, scammed customers at his fake university, bought a 6-foot-tall painting of himself with money from his fake foundation, has a trial for fraud coming up in November, insulted an opponent's looks, insulted an opponent's wife's looks, and bragged about grabbing women by the... How do you choose? Because it's so even. It's so even. Take a better closer look.
If Trump does win, America will save money by not having to build any more prisons because we would be prisoners in our own home. And the reason Trump says the polls are rigged is because he can't distinguish between the two, the one in the strip club or the one in the voters poll. See, Trump is known for regularly doing business with China, calls women fat asses, tweet obnoxious tweets, attack Mexicans, vocal fucking Muslim, claim to put $100 billion in African communities and Latino communities, which he will when he moves your ass out, filing bankruptcy for us to pay his endeavors, speech bully, and grabbing women by the pussy. Fuck face Von Clownstick Donald Trump. Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Okay, when you know Donald Trump personally, it becomes a little hard to introduce this guy as we look into this video.
Unflushed toilet bowl clogged by a pea-soaked granny wig, Donald Trump. Flaccid penis poked through a pancake, Donald Trump. Talking diaper-filled with lasagna, Donald Trump. Belching sea lion with a spaghetti hat, Donald Trump. Presidential campaign of Mango Babadook, Donald Trump. Billionaire creme brulee colostomy bag, Donald Trump. Pumpkin pie filling reanimated by the river Styx, Donald Trump. Exiled Skeksis with a snuffleupagus wig, Donald Trump. Inflamed by fetal sphincter, Donald Trump. Uncouth toilet monster, Donald Trump. Beefing with fancy hernia, Donald Trump. Rust-colored dingleberry hosting a triple orgy on his head, Donald Trump. Human scrotum stretched over a t-shirt cannon, Donald Trump. Baked potato skid mark, Donald Trump. Howler monkey with alopecia, Donald Trump. Honey glazed hot wing Shrek, Donald Trump gets elected. Evil James Spader character, Donald Trump. Donald Trump is screaming orange inevitable. And speaking of American ignorance, sun-dried tornado Donald Trump showed up in Scotland. If you're headed to the RNC later this month to see spray-tan ski movie bad guy Donald Trump, Jabba the Hutt's fraternity big bro Donald Trump, rich guy taking a dare way too far Donald Trump. That's why Morning Joe from Fury Road looks like Donald Trump with his hair grown out. Since screeching hobo's filthy lice-ravaged ballsack that's been dragged over a urine-soaked truck stop toilet and repeatedly slapped with a greasy, maggot-covered slice of pizza, pulled out of a flaming dumpster and covered in mutant deer ticks, created in a steroid factory after the technicians were off all night getting buzzed off cough syrup, Donald Trump.
What better way to introduce Donald Trump than that? I guess when it came to running for the presidential campaign, the psychiatrists were on vacation because the evaluation Donald Trump would have definitely failed. Because can you tell where he would have failed? Well, I'll give you this point. Sexual sociopath, anger management issues, baby man, the mental aptitude of a third grader. In these cases, obviously a mother figure was absent in his upbringing. Let's check it out in this video.
Welcome, Secretary Hillary Rodham.
Thank you. Thank you.
Your Eminence, Your Excellencies, members of the clergy, Alan Nance Smith, Donald and Melania, and all the distinguished guests. Earlier tonight, Al reminded me that when the first Al Smith ran for president, he chose as his running mate
the progressive senator from Arkansas, Joseph T. Robinson, who was one of my husband's political heroes. This work that you do through the dinner, Al, you've done it now for 30 years, is such a labor of love. You've been a hero for both the children of the Archdiocese and for the city of New York. And I think we all owe Al Smith a great, great round of applause.
That's a great speech from a great person. As in recent news, Ice Cube is now following Donald Trump. And we all thought he would learn his lesson about Republicans from his movie Barbershop. But I guess Ice Cube caught it quick, once he got rich, vote Republican so you can stay rich. Here we have Pharrell, a true icon, supporting Hillary, as we go to the video.
I'm excited to be here today to help get out the vote for Hillary Clinton, the next president of the United States. Now, to be honest with you guys, I feel a little odd because this is a political rally. This is my first time doing something like this, so I'm a little nervous. But I'm a musician. And politics is, it's not my field of expertise. But I'm a human. I'm a human being with a family, a human being that shares this earth with other human beings. This election is just too important. I couldn't sit on the sidelines and just be quiet. To me, the old definition of leadership is, look at me, I'm a leader. But the new definition should be, no, actually, look at you, I'm listening. And that's what we have in Hillary Clinton.
Pharrell began his remarks by making a very important point. He said, he's not a politician, he's a musician. But he understands that in this moment in American history, it is imperative that all of us be politicians, all of us be involved in the political process. Thank you, Pharrell.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, sometimes being a president, you have to get gangster with the newscasters. As we take a look here at Obama.
Texas. After the interview, Mr. Obama pointed out that he doesn't like an interviewer challenging his comments.
Let me finish my answers next time we're doing it. All right.
Now that's Gangsta Obama. Be careful, brother. Don't mess around with Obama. He don't play that. Now, if you step on Obama's toes, it doesn't matter, wife or not. Obama says, remember Ike Beat Tina was a movie. Let's not make it a reality. Check out the video.
The White House it's beautiful. It is awe-inspiring. It is,
Is she moving in with you?
Well, I don't...
To wash the dishes and make your bed.
if you want to.
Well, look, there's still some things we're not adjusted to.
Like what?
Where do I start? We've got a lot of problems.
What do you want?
I don't know any...
When was it ever?
Michelle, I'm not sure yet.
Tell it like it is, Obama. Check that shit, girl. You're going too far. Let me finish what I'm saying. Obama's always kept it real regardless of the consequences. How many people you know smoke weed a couple of times, but they didn't inhale? Check it out in this video.
Another sign that the boomers are ruling this country. Barack Obama said this week that he's tried drugs and it barely got a mention in the newspapers. But remember the uproar that cost Douglas Ginsburg his Supreme Court nomination over the disclosure that he smoked marijuana. And this from 1992.
When I was in England, I experimented with marijuana a time or two, and I didn't like it and didn't inhale.
And look, when I was a kid, I inhaled frequently. That was the point.
That's the point. You smoke weed, you inhale. That's the whole point. Obama was serious when he said that, because here's his drug dealer getting caught as he entered the White House, jumped the fence, and as you can see in this video, the newscaster states packets were left in the past several times. So Obama's drug dealer, somehow somebody snitched on him and the police locked him down. Check it out in this video.
Park, guys.
Oh, they got
No,
guns pulled over
no,
there.
guns pulled out here. Just hold on, guys. How much time in the break? We're live at the White House tonight. More of our political coverage in just a moment. But we want to alert you. We're not sure exactly what's happening here, so I certainly do not want to alarm you. From time to time, packages are left here, and they go on to high alert. But the Secret Service has just rushed out of the White House moments ago. Guns drawn is the part that is interesting. I covered this building for 8 years. You see right there, someone has jumped the fence. You see on the video here, crawling on the fence. Sometimes this happens, unfortunately, as a stunt. It has happened in the past, something more serious. You see the person has been told by the Secret Service to lie on the ground there. You see the backpack on the grounds there. Watch this situation play out. We'll stay with it live. You're watching, this is the north side of the White House. That is Pennsylvania Avenue.
Man, when Obama got the call, yo, Obama, listen, your drug dealer got caught on the green lawn. He like, oh, man, damn. And I had a speech to give in a half hour, and I ain't got my shit. Damn drug dealers, they always never on time. I told them to be here at 4 o'clock, not 4:30. Woo! No more campaigns to run. I already won 2 of them. This is Obama as he gives it to you, plain as day. And in closing news, this is it. We're going to give a big salute to the man of the hour. Nobody does it better than President Obama. He was a great president, and it's going to be tough to say goodbye. So here's my closing message to a great president. Thank you for everything, Obama. Here's to you.
Did he always have that swag, or has he gotten swaggier?
No, he was very swagalicious.
So in love. And I'm feeling sorry, believe it or not, for the Speaker of the House as well. These days, the House Republicans actually give John Boehner a harder time than they give me. Which means orange really is the new black. And then there's Donald Trump. Don't boo, vote. Greetings, Massive. Wagwan, Jamaica. And with that, I just have 2 more words to say. Obama out. Thanks very much, everybody.
Yo, Merlin Iman had to end it with a bang. There you have it, people. Thank you for tuning in. Please do this. Follow on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Hit the like check marks if you like the show. Facebook, share with friends, pass it around, especially helping them on the decision on this election is very important to us, people. Make a good decision. As you see, I told you, having a Republican president, we went through it with Bush. I don't think we want to encounter the same thing again, especially with Donald Trump. Okay? Get out there, vote, make our future a great one for not just us, but for our youth that's growing up. Thank you for watching. And again, for those that are in California, I will be appearing in the comedy competition at Flappers Comedy Club on November the 17th at 8 p.m. That's at Flappers in Burbank, November the 17th at 8 p.m. in the comedy competition round 7. Merlin Iman, your host. Thank you for watching, and for all, good night.
Yo, I'm happy with this shit, yo. Check it. Yo, I'm so happy. Went from rags to riches, and this is what it is. Remember when I was broke, you wouldn't talk to me. Now I'm all caked up, you got eyes for me. When I shake your hands, they full of sweat. Wishing the day you'll get half my check. But it's Jackie Barnes, bitch. I'm gonna stay rich as I'm laid back in my Maybach. 2 cubes of ice in the cognac, mine on flashback. Not going back to poor, couldn't knock on the bitch door. Now top floor, President Suite, champagne with $1,000 chocolate treats. At the Grammys, front row seats next to Kanye and Swiss Beats. Man, my life is sweet. Bitch kiss me, won't wash her face for a week.